Hey there, StarCraft fans, it's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Evolution. Today for your Sunday, it's going to be Solar and Taeja on Ruby Rock. The latter edition, it's a new map to me, maybe a new map to you as well. Bottom right, it is a Brood War Terran player. It is Taeja, little Santa hats on the SCVs. I love it so much. Woo! And in the top left, we've got Solar, again with Santa hats on his drones. He's a StarCraft 2 Zerg player. So, Solar is back. He is playing StarCraft. Love to see him as well, and it's just so cute to see these little SCVs with Santa hats on, man. Ah, the StarCraft intern is working extra hard these days, aren't they? So, we're going to go ahead and wall off here at the front. Maybe a little bit of a proxy here. Maybe it's a 2 racks opener. No gas. It's going to be a 2 racks marine opening here from Taeja against Solar. We've got a hatch first over here from Solar as well, which is a good build to be defeated by a 2 racks opening from a Terran player. So hit that like button if you're excited for another StarCraft Evolution cast. There are links in the description to more information if you're excited and interested in StarCraft Evolution, which just means StarCraft 2 versus a Brood War, right? Every single match I cast from Evolution features 1 StarCraft 2 player, 1 Brood War player, Zerg versus Protoss, Terran versus Terran, Protoss versus Terran, you know, all those fun matchups that are available. Making Marines, because what else do you do with no gas? And hoofing it across the map here is an SCV. The Overlord here, Terry says, "Brr, brr." Yeah, I know, it's weird, right? It's an SCV, just scouting to see if there's a hatch here. Nothing untoward here. No sirree, Bob. Checking for a third as it's SCV. But hey, Marines are hoofing it across the map here, and it's going to be a bunker, right? Bunker thrown down right now. Yeah, it's going to be a bunker rush. Going to be a very fun bunker rush here from our guy Taeja against Solar. Can he see this? He can. He can see this. He's got Lings on the way here, chasing away the SCV, building the bunker. Bunker construction paused right now, and it may be even canceled. So third hatch right on time here at 2 minutes and 28 seconds from Solar. Taeja's early pressure build failed at this stage of the game here. And why are the sound effects so low? Sound effects. Yeah. Bump them. Bump them. There we go. Overlord down. Supply blocking Solar. Okay, that's a win for Taeja early in this game. He's going to wall off from these Lings with 2 racks here. Another bunker rush. This time the hatch is not finished, and so its vision is very, very low. So he is in secret inside the fog of war here, building a bunker, and then an Overlord flies over and says, "Hey, man, he stopped. He stopped. And look at all of these Marines. Gonna cancel the third hatch here from Solar. Taeja! You did it! This pressure build is going to work here against Solar. My goodness, expanding behind it. Stim on the way. Unupgraded Marines versus a hatchery here. No speed for the Zerglings. Speed finishes just too late to make a difference here. And speed is done in 3 seconds. But these Marines are already headed home. Job well done. Replacement third base down the left side at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. It's a fully delayed third base here. And Speedlings catching up to the Marines and avenging their third base. Yeah, good stuff, Speedlings. Speedlings versus Slowlings. Yo, there is such a difference here. We've got medics on the board here from Taeja. I like it. And a Firebat and a Firebat. I love the Firebat animation in StarCraft Evolution, dude. Should be crazy, crazy good. We're going to turn this down just like a little bit. Music's getting a little intense in my ears. I'm not sure if it's balanced for you or not. That tends to be a little bit difficult and different. Sometimes it sounds different to me than it does to you, so let me know in the comments if you feel like this has been a good balance or not. Going for more gas here in the natural base is our guy. Taeja got the Academy, obviously, for the stim we saw earlier. Got a starport, got a factory. On the way here, too, Solar is working on nothing other than droning, other than getting queens, other than getting some speedlings. Actually, 12lings are on the way from our dude. I'd love to see where my Firebat's at. Oh, there is. There's a Firebat in here. And he's like, hey, I'm good at killing third bases, right? Look at that. Man, that is a beautiful Firebat animation. Look at him go. He's trying to roast down the queens. No, transfuse too good. Absolutely not. Are there lings inside the... Oh, lings busted into the natural base, into the main base as well. SCVs are here to fight them at the same time. Can they do it? Oh, Solar. Speedlings alone, man. Getting a lot of work here. Positioning his Marines at a spot where they can get as much damage as they can before they die, but they are dead anyway. Not a good time whatsoever. Siege tanks on the way from Taeja. Now, you do have to research siege mode here in Brood War. That is something they brought into Evolution as well. It's something they got rid of in StarCraft 2 because it would turn into a situation where they couldn't get siege mode out in time to deal with things like big Ling attacks and big Stalker attacks and stuff. So they gave siege by default to tanks in StarCraft 2, but in Brood War, nope. But the timings are a little bit faster in StarCraft 2, but I guess the balance is good enough in Evolution to not require a siege mode default for these tanks. Interesting stuff. We've got a Vulture out. Spider Mines are good. We've got a Wraith here as well. Wraith, awaiting launch orders. That's what they say. So we're going to, you don't have any anti-air. Right. Let's go ahead and, let's go ahead and see if there's any anti-air here for our Zerg player. I know there are queens, but off creep, right? Off creep. Just, queens are excellent anti-air. And an Overlord goes down, not supply blocking Solar. He was prepared for that. Fourth base, where the third base once was. And coming up with an Infestation Pit. Coming up with an Evolution Chamber. But no sign of a Baneling Nest. No sign of a Roach Warren or anything like that. Oh, there's the Baneling Nest. Okay. We are working on Centrifugal Hooks. We're also working on an upgrade. Spider Mines? I think that's a Spider Mine upgrade here for these Vultures. Spider Mines are just basically burrowed Widow Mines that have a one-time use. Do not attack air, but it's a splash damage onto the ground for anything that triggers them. Boom, boom. Why is the sound so low? I don't know. Maybe it's an EVO thing. Maybe something's going on here. Not going to worry about it too much. But we're going... Okay, we're going factory here with a factory. So 3 factory mech maneuver here. Tanks out, sieges up, Vultures here, a meching Taeja. Holy crap. On Ruby Rock here. Any sign of gold bases or Rich Vespine geysers anywhere on this map? There is a base in the top right here, but it is only regular gas. But there's only one geyser, which is crazy. Run, fire bats! Medics taking the hits there. Baneling connections are crazy, crazy strong. Spider Mines getting burrowed. Shoop. There they go. Trying to trigger Spider Mines. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not triggering that for one Zergling. That is the best move you can make as a Zerg player. Well, get Hydras to kind of pick them out of the ground with their range, but also you can get one Ling to trigger a Spider Mine, and you're pretty much good to go at that stage. Third base is done. No planetaries from Brood War users. Have to defend this thing with things like, oh, I don't know, a lot of Vultures maybe, which are pretty good against these Lings. That's a lot of Vultures, man. Look at these guys go. Look at them go. Do they have pilots in there? They do. They've got little baby pilots in there. Ah, the surround. I don't know about this. Nicely done. Good micro here from Taeja on the other side of it. Baneling's connecting. Hey, look, it's Hydras. It is, in fact, Hydras with an Overseer clearing out some of these Spider Mines before they trigger and connect on anything big time, like a whole clump of Lings, or maybe even Hydralisks themselves. 36 Lings in production, 11 Banelings coming in here too. Just actually fighting directly against Hydralisks with Vultures. Dude, the death animations for these Vultures are really explodey. Kind of crazy. And there we go, new music here as well. Clearing creep tumors with the Vultures. Love that. Bonus versus light, I assume. And guess what? It's light. Creep tumors are light, man. Spider Mines laid, connecting. Santa Hat drones evacuating for the position. Huge Spider-Man connection there. That's what we're talking about. That's what Spider-Mines are intended to do. More Hydras coming out here. And Spider-Mines getting laid all over the place. And triggering on. Not much there. Not many connections there at all. Not great. More Spider-Mines out as well. Being very active with the Spider-Mines. Being a Vulture terrorist, which is the name of a couple Terran players in the Brood War scene. Just being really active with them. They're fast. They're good at harassing. These Spider Mines are so hard to deal with. But look at, again, Hydras. Pick them out of the ground with detection. Not a big deal. And yeah, look at these. The Vultures are dying, and I keep feeling like it's something else. The siege tanks are here. They're a little bit smaller than I expect them to be. But against Hydras, tanks are a decent answer. Banelings connecting on tanks. No excellent pullback there from Solar so the banelings don't explode unnecessarily on dem tanks. Down the left side, Solar has a 5th base. Still 3 base in it here. Is our dude Taeja. Spire on the way from the Zerg. We've got Science Vessels. For irradiates against these Hydras, it'd be pretty good. This is it. We need more tanks, man. Where are the tanks? The factories should be producing. Siege tank has got 4 kills and does end up going down, but it helps kill the remaining Hydralisks that were threatening here. More Hydras coming in 2, 3, well, 2 at a time, 1 or 2 at a time here. Not exactly what you want to do. Lings here inside the 3rd base, causing problems with the SCVs, and the army value is 45 to 26. Solar's just kind of walking across the map with Hydras and Lings and Banelings and trying to get something done here. Sieging up SCVs, body blocking there. Siege tank shots will do friendly fire splash damage in Brood War as well as StarCraft 2. Any upgrades for the Science Vessels? No, but I think he's maybe worried potentially about a little bit of some lurker play. Having that mobile detection is really nice. Science Vessels are the Ravens of Brood War. Yeah, SCV's dying at kind of an alarming rate here. 91 to 63 workers. Solar has macroed really hard to start this game, but it is looking really bad for Taeja. All of a sudden here, Lings are in. They don't even have Adrenal yet. It's on the way, but I'm not sure that it matters. Siege tanks need to get shots off on these Hydras, and bam! Game 1 of our sneaky twofer for your Sunday. Ka-chow does go to Solar. He gets the win. He was just allowed, I think, to macro a little bit too hard to start the game. And I know his 3rd base got canceled, but the number of drones that died in this game was 1. If you don't do much more than killing a single drone in a game of StarCraft against a Zerg player, you're probably going to have a hard time if the game lasts longer than 10 minutes. That's exactly what happened there. Resources lost, 12,000 for Solar, 8,000 for Taeja, which is a great number. It's a great, great number. But at the end of the day, you know, you ended up just losing so many more units. 9 tanks are huge units in a situation where you really didn't make as many tanks as you wanted to make, right? 12 there seems good. Could have been better. Maybe a little bit too heavy on the Vultures, not getting enough damage with those. I love that Solar was working on a Greater Spire for Broodlords at some point here. Also Adrenal, also Lunge for Hydras. A lot of fun stuff was coming in through the pipe here, but at the end of the day, Solar gets the win. Taeja fans not happy about that, but let's go to a game number 2. Let's check out a sneaky twofer game number 2 there from our guy. And don't go anywhere. Hit that like button if you're excited to see game 2 between these 2 players. Game 2 is here on Celestial Enclave. Top right, Solar. Bottom left, Taeja. We have swapped it up. It's a StarCraft 2 Terran, which Taeja is very familiar with. Top right, it's a Brood War Zerg player, which Solar is kind of unfamiliar with. So they do swap Brood War versus Zerg. Or Brood War versus Zerg. Brood War versus StarCraft 2 in tournaments for the StarCraft Evolution League, which again is an excellent, excellent tournament, which you should tune into if you like StarCraft Evolution. Again, a link in the description to it. I do love this track from our Protoss, man. It just makes me just feel like, you know, probes being made, the probe ready sound, just playing the campaign back in 2010. Oh, man. It's good stuff. Anyway, we're hatch first, and again is Solar. Taeja not going for quite the same aggressive opening that he did in game number 1, actually getting gas here as well. He recognizes the power of the Reaper opening here against a Zerg player, even if it is a StarCraft, nope, a StarCraft 1. There we go, StarCraft 1 Zerg player. Again, little hats, man. Little Santa hats for the season here. We've got a spawning pool on the way after the gas, so it's a hatch gas pool opening here from our guy, a Solar, who again is up 1-0 in our sneaky twofer for this Sunday. Hit that like button if you're excited. And yeah, this little power overwhelming. Man. So good. Anyway, what do we got? Expanding. Cool. The natural base. There are a couple openings here. You can knock down this kind of wall to get in for another attack angle into your enemy's natural base. Ooh, you also have a nice little pocket expand available that Solar is using for his 3rd a little bit early here. Taeja, he's got that as well, but he's going to save it for when he needs it in case he's getting pressured a lot and can't expand somewhere else. That's a lot of what we see here on these pocket expands. There's only 1 gas instead of 2. There are only 5 mineral patches instead of the normal 12. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 instead of 8. Getting confused between Brood War, the number of patches again, but yeah, good number here. Nevertheless, so 8 versus 5 is a big decrease in economic potential. We got speed on the way for the Lings, because again, speedlings are very popular and very good in both StarCraft 2 and in a Brood War against Terran players, especially Cracklings, which Solar did get in game number 1. I think, did it finish? Maybe not. Got a macro hatch inside the main base here for our guy Solar. Macro hatches are more popular in Brood War than they are in StarCraft 2 because there are no queens for injecting larvae. And again, I feel like the StarCraft Evolution balance team does a good job of balancing everything, including the fact that you cannot inject larvae in a Brood War versus a StarCraft 2 Terran player. So, let's go ahead and see how this works out here for our guy Solar. He made a lot of Lings early, a lot of drones early, into Hydralisks and Banelings, with Overseers for those Widow Mines. Widow Mines for the Spider Mines, indeed, is what they were. Widow Mines are better than Spider Mines, but Spider Mines are very cool nevertheless. I'm not taking anything away from them. Look at these StarCraft 2 Lings, man. They are weird looking. They got the little hands on the top of their heads. Yeah, Brood War Lings do have hands poking out of their arms, coming out of the top of their head. It's weird stuff, man. Nobody knew it until the remaster came out in like 2016. Everybody just figured, I don't know, they're just little puppies. But now they've got things on their heads and they're weird looking, but nobody really cares. They get the job done anyway there. Forcing a liftoff on the third by these Lings is so good. Nothing but Marines being produced here. Did he not go Reaper? I mean, speed is done for these Lings anyway. Lands it, baits it in, lifts it. Need a little bit more than Marines here if we're going to handle this, sir. A +1 attack is on the way. A Tech Lab is now coming in, but dude, where's your stim? Where is it, my guy? Production tab says it's on the way, Falcon. Calm down. It just started. Great. Wonderful stuff. Killing his own unbuildable rocks. You don't accidentally click on those. And look at this. 4th base coming in. Solar's macro is so scary. It's so scary. Can this be defeated by Taeja is the question right now. Evolution Chamber. Getting a +1 Carapace upgrade. Really good against someone who has a lot of Marines. Against your Lings. That Carapace upgrade is good in both StarCraft 1 and 2. So, what do we got? Anything crazy here? Lair on the way. Probably going to be a Spire. I imagine Mutalisks are very popular in Brood War against Terran just because they're so good. They're a little bit less squishy than they are in StarCraft 2, but also StarCraft 2 have Widow Mines and Thors, and I think better turrets against Mutalisks than you get in Brood War. So maybe not Mutas against the StarCraft 2 Terran. It's something we see almost every time in TVZ, TVZ, and just in Brood War itself, but not so much a thing I think we're going to see here against the StarCraft 2 Terran. I don't know. Taeja he'd be ready for them. Would Solar feel confident enough to go for that is the question. He's making Hydras. Okay, here we go. Hydra's coming out. Lurker Aspect is on the way. I think that's... Where's my Hydra Den to confirm where that upgrade is? Blind. Falcon Blindness. There it is. Oh, no, that's going to be Glio Reconstitution, right? Speed for Hydras. And then going for a range upgrade for Hydras as well. So it's going to be Hydra Heavy. Against Marines with Stim, not going to work out too well, I don't think. Especially with that +1 attack. Carapace upgrade is done, though, which is huge for these Lings and these Hydras, as I mentioned previously. Going to try to knock down this blockade. Going to take a minute, but not forever. Not forever here on Celestial Enclave, especially if some Hydras show up and provide their incredible DPS to the effort. But the Hydras are staying home. They're getting their upgrades. Going to be a bit of a Hydro-Ling bust attempt, I think. But Taeja on the move out. Oh, Ling sees the move out and says, wait. The Marines are like, hold on a second. Are there more Lings coming? He doesn't have vision over here. The blockade, sub 50% health. Oh, he scans it. He scans it, and he sees it. Nicely done. Blockade is saved. Ooh, too many Marines for those Lings to handle. They will die before they reach the location where the Marines are. There's Lurker Aspect. Okay, so Lurkers are now coming in here. It's an upgrade on Hydra Den in Brood War. Taeja needs some Medivacs. There we go. Medivacs on order. Thank you, Falcon. We managed to get there. Medivacs healing up. And the blockade is down, but I think we're okay. Medivacs with Stim Marines. Combat Shield finishing up here very soon. That's such a good upgrade against the Lings, as just especially. It's a lot of Hydras, man. I think they're going to come out here. Maybe not move until they've got Lurker Aspect Lurkers, StarCraft 2 Lurkers are better against things that are armored. They have that bonus there. But Brood War Lurkers are good against things that are light. They crush Marines and Firebats with just wild abandon. Just no consideration for them at all. There's the Sunken, firing in, standing mass Hydra. Not generally something I like to see. The medevacs are getting sniped out. On the other side of it, we got Lings into this back base. How on earth did they make it all the way back there? Who knows? But yeah, Hydras don't trade very well against stimmed Marines, but in the numbers available there, they did very, very well. Medevac, got a boost. There you go. Boost ability on the medevac helps them immensely. And here we go. Flanking with the Marines into a bit of a choke here. The Hydras don't want to attack into a choke. I just hear Lurker eggs. No, I haven't heard any. There's a Lurker egg sound. Okay, so Lurker eggs coming in. You know what those look like if you're a StarCraft 2 fan. Lurker eggs, yes. 8 Lurkers in production. Oh boy. It's going to be tanks. It's got to be irradiates. Oh wait, irradiates aren't available. How do you deal with Lurkers here? Ghosts? You snipe them out? Oh, this is such a scary Hydra Lurker attack coming in here. The Hydra's less of a problem. The Lurker's a big time problem. You got to focus those Lurkers down, but the Hydras are buffering exceptionally well. Siege tank getting shots off. It's only one tank. Marines are standing and dying. The Lurker spawns are the biggest problem in the whole world right now. The Hydras are getting thinned out quite nicely, and oh, not enough, dude. Those Lurkers. I'm not sure if a single Lurker died in that entire game. One Lurker died. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Oof. Okay. Okay. So yeah, Hydra Lurker bust timing. Pretty powerful stuff there. When it comes to a, Brood War Zerg player, great macro from Solar again. I think he's just outclassing Taeja on both sides of the map. It's going to be sad, right? It's going to be sad here for all of our Taeja fans and our Terran fans, but Solar maybe is just too good. And that just happens. That just happens. So, man. All right, good win there. However, from Solar, he gets the 2-0 victory here against Taeja in just a couple games here for your Sunday. Ended up, I mean, yeah, it's just Lings, it's Hydras, it's Lurkers. He lost 37 Hydras, but he killed 80 Marines. Upgrades here. It's just a 1-1 for the Hydras, 1-1 for the Lurkers as well, 1-1 for the Marines and the Combat Shield and the Stim. But the Hydras and the Lings and the Lurkers working together. Really effective play. The medevacs having a hard time staying alive there too. 5 medevacs were lost. 1 remaining on the field at the end of the game. Solar lost more, but not by a whole lot. And just, I mean, the number of bases he had. Look at the minimap. He's there at 5 bases to 3 bases for Taeja. He's got a 4th base, but I'm not really sure how much that really had anything going on it by the end of the game. Oh, it's a little bit saturated. It's not too bad. Taeja's floating some cash here too. He needed more tanks is what he needed. If you're going to deal with those Lurkers, you want some siege tanks. Obviously, Ghosts sniping them out of the ground is really good too. Liberators would have been pretty nice. But that's what the Hydras are for. They're there with the anti-air to deal with the Liberators. So, it's a hard thing to deal with. But really, really well played again by Solar. He had a plan in both games. He executed it exceptionally well. Gets the 2-0 win. And that's going to be it for me today. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Evolution. Woo, the StarCraft Evolution League. Again, links in the description to that. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.